morning, everyone. This is Sabrina from Campbell's Freedom Farm, and today we get to plant Stefan's peppers. Before I do that, I'm going to zoom in and show you the pattern that we're going to do. That's right, a pattern for planting peppers. I am using the checkerboard or the tic-tac-toe method of planting, so it provides more ways to plant closer in, and I could do some companion planting with onions, even perhaps petunias. Let me show you. This is called a checkerboard or a tic-tac-toe pattern, so you plant every other. The bamboo, I could keep adding bamboo for support with string for the pepper plants, and it helps keep dogs, perhaps maybe a groundhog. Groundhogs don't like peppers. And it's just organized. You don't need to do this, but it is really nice. And at the end of the video, I show you the steps just with the photos, no talking. All right, the fun stuff. We get to talk peppers. We are going to plant these according to their heat index, and that's perfect for this grid system. So we're going to start with the 0 heat index. And what is that? The bell pepper. There is 0 heat in these, unless you crossbreed them. Are they still a bell pepper? So we like the bell peppers, or I like the bell peppers, because they're sweet, they're great for stuffed, whatever. I stir fry them with onions. Oh my gosh, they're so good. And I eat them like apples. So Taylor calls me a wimp for liking these so much. Do you know who named the bell pepper? Christopher Columbus. He was looking for the peppercorn and came across these and loved them. All right, the next thing, let's talk how we're going to plant these pepper plants. Normally, I put a tomato fertilization, and I'll still do that. Now, fertilization, pepper plants, you really don't want to give them a lot of nitrogen, which produces really high growth. If you want tall pepper plants, that's great too. But you want all that energy to go to the fruit. I'm going to put the red pepper flakes, obviously, for my mole. Epsom salt. In my old circle garden, I always put Epsom salt, and people complain, but I have peppers out of the world, beautiful plants. I mean, the harvest is great. But according to Ashley from Gardening in Canada, I brought my notes. She is a soil scientist, and you should really go check out her channel. She's a lot of fun. Magnesium sulfate competes with calcium, and that's what Epsom salt is. He's basically the magnesium. Did I call it a him? Whatever. And the peppers need the calcium to grow that really nice thick peppers. And the magnesium, according to Ashley, always wins. And then you have plants that will basically be short on calcium, which can lead to the rotted bottoms. So although we always thought that helped with the bottom, I can't think, the rotted bottoms. I'll let you know. So in Stefan's garden, since it has not been farmed or anything else, or even been a garden, it was a house, we're going to not use the Epsom salt. Ashley, you should be proud of me. So if I see a problem, then I'll just add it later on. So let's start planting. All right, the first one we're doing is the purple. Love the purple. And it matches Stefan's garden. So these are really nice root system, not root bound. Perfect. So this will have a healthier plant. Okay, the first thing we're going to put into our hole is a pinch of the red pepper. The Expert tomato and garden fertilizer. Mix it in. And I'm just doing a handful of compost. That's it. Push in, and that way you don't have to pack next to it. And in the plant goes. Now also, don't forget to put your tags in. If you don't have these, like some of them are grown here, so I've made my own tags. Okay, that's it. Let me plant them. But so on the string system, this one, every string, then every other. Just a quick note, when you plant these, plant them only where you see the roots. Not like the tomato plant where you can plant it really tall because it's got the trichomes. These don't have the trichomes and it'll struggle. So right on top of the base, that's all. All right, we now have the bell peppers in that have a 0 heat index. Now we're going to do the medium, and everybody's, you know, what's medium, what's hot. But for me, the medium ones are going to be the Anaheim, which is the chili plant, which is, oh, it adds a little heat to it, but still very comfortable. And, oh, really quickly, the Anaheim was named after a city in California, which is cool. And it has a heat index that starts at 500. Now the jalapeno, that used to be the hot pepper when I was growing up, had we known. It starts at 2500 on the heat index. So really, it seems like a lot, but not for some of the others. These have the same treatment as all the peppers have the same needs as each other. So let me put those in. And did you see the checkerboard? It really looks nice. All right, there's probably mud on my face, but we're trying to hurry before the sun comes out. Okay, the next two are considered hot. Not extreme, but hot. Okay, we have, well, some of them are pretty hot. Okay, Ajay Chili Rico. And this is a mix of colors, little short peppers, and they're used for cooking. You find them there in Peruvian and Bolivian dishes. I mean, I have not tried these. I'm really excited about trying them. Taylor is beyond excited. So, and the other one is the orange habanero. And you could always tell it's a habanero because the leaves are always wrinkled almost. Nothing's wrong with them, but every habanero is like that. They know they're hot. And I'd stick with the orange, not the red. The red's even hotter. And it starts, oh, the Ajay starts at 40,000 heat index. Wow, the orange habanero starts at 150,000 heat index. And for some reason in our soils, and I hope it's not the Epsom thing, they are so hot. I mean, hotter than some of the other hotter ones, but I don't know what it is, but my daughter, they're little orange ones, she freezes them, rinses them, dries them, throws them in a Ziploc. We could have them for years. Well, we do that with all the peppers. So let me start planting those. And yeah, that's it. All right, all the peppers are in. After I finished that, we got hit by a horrible storm. Somebody said 2 inches for an hour. I don't know, the whole grounds are wet. And we went from 80s, almost 90 weather to tonight we're gonna get to like 45, maybe even 42. Go figure. But, so the only thing I'm gonna plant next are onions. In the checkerboard, you're gonna put an onion or a piece of garlic between each pepper. Now that will help with a lot of stuff. I have a list. So onions are good for the aphids, which will attack your tomatoes and your peppers easily. The spider mites, the groundhog hates them, but the groundhog doesn't like peppers. The raccoon does though. It helps with a lot. And if you're worried about the space, because these are pretty close, but they will balance each other out, the onions don't take a lot of space. You'll just have a shoot coming straight up. So, and all I'm doing is plopping them into the ground with no fertilization. I mean, they grow fine, but let me do that. Okay, you could see the 4 plants that make a square if you go that way, or a triangle that way. But basically, you plant these roughly 2 inches a piece, cover them up, and they don't take long, but the deeper you put them, the more stems you have, and we use the stems for cooking. So that's basically it. Let me put them in. All right, the 2 other plants or 3 other plants that we were going to plant as companion planting with your peppers were basically marigolds. French marigolds would be the best. Petunias. I have these purple wave petunias and also basil. But we're getting to 42 tonight. I just checked the weather. This is so crazy. The basil helps with thrips, flies, and mosquitoes. I have checked so I don't forget. And, you know, the onion for the aphids and spider mites. Those are horrible. Petunias also with aphids, leaf hoppers, and the hornworm. The hornworms are, they're actually cool looking. Stefan always likes to find them, and they just climb around his finger. He lost one in the house once. Fun. As far as the Epsom salt for Ashley, she's in gardening in Canada, we're not going to use it this time. So hopefully we don't get the blossom end rot. And if I do, then I'll reevaluate, check the soil and everything else. But this is Sabrina from Campbell's Freedom Farm. And really quickly, tomorrow, hopefully the weather does warm up like they promised, we're going to plant these cinder blocks. Have a great weekend. Bye.